I finally unlocked the Platinum Trophy for Marvel Rivals, and to save you the heartache of having to figure out how to unlock it for yourself, I'm going to give you at least one tip for every trophy. And this is exactly how I did it. There are a total of 41 trophies to collect, and I'm going to break them into 3 categories. A baby could do it, took about an hour, and I wish I was never born, aka the nightmare trophies. And before we get started, some of the trophies that were hard for me might be easy for you, and some that were easy for me might be hard for you. A lot of the trophies are down to pure luck, RNG, and completely relying on your team rather than skill, which is why this plat is so terrible, so don't stress too much about it. The first 4 trophies are super easy. A symbol, thumbs up, onslaught, and you do you, which are team up with a friend, upvote 1 player, land a 3-player KO streak, and use the customizable wheel once. All these can be done in the first game. Super easy. The next trophy I unlocked was Bucky's, the Winter Soldier. Again! All I had to do was get a triple kill with his famous ult, which isn't too hard as long as you hold on to it until everyone on the enemy team is like decently low. You don't really want to pop it when everyone on the team is like full HP, because you're not going to get anything done like that, I promise. After that, I hopped on to one of the easiest characters in the game, which is Wanda. Scarlet Witch's trophy, No More Mutants, requires you to take down 10 mutants. So basically, just any X-Men character, just eliminate them, you know. Played a few games on her, and the trophy popped. Super easy. Moving on to Magic, I noticed a theme that continues through this entire plat, where they make you get like 3 or 4 kills while using an ult, which for Magic isn't too crazy, but it gets bad down the road. More on that later. This kind of works like the rest of the ult trophies, just kind of wait until everyone's kind of low and group together, and you should get it pretty easy. 3 kills in Dark Child mode. Boom. Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk. His trophy is where you're meant to get a kill as Bruce Banner within 3 seconds of calming down from the Hulk back to Bruce Banner, which basically means you have to be the Hulk, transform back into Bruce Banner, and then get a kill all within 3 seconds. Seemed like super daunting, but it proved to be much easier in arcade mode. So that leads us to our next trophy, Master of Modes, which is literally just complete 1 arcade match. So we can cross both of those off the list. Deadly Bites requires you to land 3 critical hits with Black Widow in a single match, which basically means just hit 3 headshots. Super easy as long as you don't have the aim of a 67-year-old man using a porta potty at a gas station in Kentucky after winning in the lottery for a humble payout of $7 at his local bingo convention. Anyway, the Punisher's trophy was the first trophy I actually struggled on, and from here on out, I could see how some of the trophies were going to get super annoying. To complete Smokescreen, you have to land 3 KOs amidst the smoke of Scourge Grenade in 1 game. The reason this was tricky is because I didn't know if that meant they had to be in the smoke, or if I had to be in the smoke, or I just had to shoot them through the smoke. Not to mention, the smoke only lasts like 3 seconds, so I decided to get them super low, then throw the smoke, but it does damage, so I had to make sure I didn't actually hit them with the smoke, because this whole thing was a huge mess. But just like the Hawks, I did this one in arcade mode, and I got it within a few games. You just have to make sure that they're super low when you smoke, but you can't actually hit them with the smoke because it'll kill them, and then it won't count. So just be careful.
Judge, jury, executioner!
Storm's trophy, like a few of the other trophies, is just assist other members of the X-Men, so you can play a few games on her and it'll eventually pop super easy. She's not the best hero in the game, but you know, you'll get it. And here we go. God of Treachery. Loki's trophy was probably the first trophy where actual raw skill and talent is necessary. And I don't mean aiming or high damage gameplay, I mean you have to outsmart the enemy. Get in their mind and confuse them, you know what I mean? And that is exactly what I did, because this trophy right here, you have to hit an enemy from behind with a melee attack. Number 1 tip here, go arcade mode. Much easier and quicker since people are not paying attention to their surroundings as much as normal games. Also, if he uses clones to juke people out, you can pop his trophy in the first game you attempt it, like I did. Let me tell you something! Spider-Man's trophy could be hard if you're scared to don the spider suit and take a swing on the wild side, but if you do, all you have to do is detect an enemy with spider sense and land a winning counterattack. I'm gonna be honest, I did this on accident because you just have to spot an enemy and then kill them. And because I was just playing Spider-Man so much, I think I did this on my first game. But a good tip I can give you is basically
Fix this door!
Snack Attack was a nice change of pace from the tragedy of war and battle, and I finally got to take a seat and enjoy the finer things in life, like a 4-piece chicken nugget special with roasted Magneto.
Hello.
Literally just wait until everyone's grouped up and all you basically have to do is just swallow 4 enemies with one use of Jeff's ult, which is exactly what I did right at the buzzer. And here's the trophy. After all that hard work of swallowing different members of the Avengers, I finally hit level 20 and the Rising Star trophy popped super easy. Iron Man was next up and thus started the first of the most annoying, why doesn't the enemy team stay together at all? Why are they never near each other? Don't they enjoy each other's company? Does someone smell like rotten avocado tuna with garlic paste on the side? Why are they never together? You have to hit 4 enemies with Iron Man's ult, which isn't the worst because you don't actually have to kill them like some other trophies. It counts if you literally do 1 damage, you just have to hit them. So again, just wait until they're all in one spot and boom. Hit him with the ribcage light bulb special. Hawkeye's trophy was another one of the passive ones that I did on accident, just by playing him and getting kills when there were other members of the Avengers on my team. So just play him a few matches and it should pop pretty easy. Just make sure you're getting kills, young Padawan Clint Barton. Terror of the 10 Realms was the foreshadowing that Black Panther's trophy was going to be hard, because you have to get a 3-player KO streak specifically on the map Yggdrasil. So if you get a triple kill on any other map, it does not count. It has to be on that map. Again, just play her and try to pop off and hope you get lucky map-wise. Go for headshots on Hela, because headshots do hella damage. Anyway, just try to hang back and play like a sniper, because let me tell you, it's not fun trying to 1v5 a team as a lady whose #1 ability is to turn into a bird and fly into the sunset like the end scene of Lion King 4 Simba Goes to College. Ah, nostalgia. Vicious Vines and Grip of Hunger were both annoying for a short bit of time until I once again crawled my way back to arcade mode, because both Groot and Venom's trophy both require you to trap 4 enemies in their respective ults, Strangling Prison and Cellular Corrosion. So once again, I went back to arcade mode for the 97th time. Just make sure they're all bunched up, pop that ult, and you should be golden. Justice for All was the first trophy I actually got stuck on. I attempted it a few times before it popped, but for a solid week, landing 3 KOs with a single use of Captain America's ult Freedom Charge was proven to be the hardest trophy yet. Between the fact that he moves as slow as Christmas on July 37th, and his range is small from the chance I have to win $1 million tomorrow, and his ult lasts about as long as a pack of Juicy Fruit gum, I was losing my mind, but that didn't stop me. I really don't know what to tell you guys for this one. I try to wait till everyone's like in shambles and they're all low, because you're not killing anyone who's full HP, I promise. Yeah, you're not doing anything. His ult is super short, it does no damage, just make sure everyone's super low and get in there, you know what I mean? And after a week of attempts, Avengers Assemble! Woo, yeah! Yeah, wow! Fortunately, after that mess, Psylocke's trophy is super easy, and I probably would have got this one day 1 as well, but because Psylocke is my friend Jack's main, I hadn't played her this entire time, and when I finally did, I got it the first game, because all you have to do is just stand on the objective for 60 seconds in a single game, so it's super easy. Luna Snow was another hero that I did passively and just playing a match on 5 different maps. Thank the heavens. Penny Parker. You devil woman. Blast 3 enemies with a single use of the Arachno Mine. I'm not exactly sure who came up with some of these trophies, but someone needs to get fired, because when I tell you this was so difficult for me, it's insane. Not only is the radius of the blast super small, 3 people genuinely never wanted to hang out with each other. Plus, it doesn't work if you have 2 traps and one of them hits 2 people and the other trap hits more people. Like it has to be 1 trap for 3 people. What? This took so long, it's insane. But I finally did it on a capture of the point-based map by throwing a bunch of mines down and spreading them out, making sure not to overlap them. And eventually, thankfully, it popped. Star-Lord's trophy was just like Storm's. You literally just have to get 10 assists from members of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Running a few games with them, you'll pop this one super easy as well. Mantis's trophy is fairly easy. All you have to do is assist in a team wipe, which can be tricky if you can't find a team that can team wipe. I'll come back to this idea later on. Playing her passively, this trophy popped for me and I could finally move on. Moon Knight's trophy, Punishment of the Moon, is just like Iron Man's. You have to hit 4 enemies with his ults, and it's much easier because Moon Knight's ult charges really fast because he does an insane amount of damage, and his ult's radius is pretty massive.
I'm Moon Knight, I think.
Just do the old classic of making sure they're all grouped up like a bunch of small lambs on a humble homestead, and you got it easy. And while you're at it, make sure you win that game, and Inevitable will also pop. When I was doing Namor's trophy, I learned that he's actually super underrated, and I actually really like his kit, so landing 10 KOs with Monstro spawn octopus thingies in a single game wasn't too hard. Took me a few games, but once I threw a little octopus out, got the enemy low, and let the octopus finish him off, the trophy popped in no time. You might be able to do this in arcade, but I did it in a normal game to give myself as much time as possible to get 10 of these bad boys off, so yeah. Rocket Raccoons is really tricky.
Call me Rocket. Just Rocket.
Not because it takes skill or was hard in any way. No. You have to revive a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy 5 times. The way that I did that was I let my team die. Sorry guys. I waited until I saw someone's outline turn from normal to yellow and then to red, and I quickly threw down my revive beacon thing, and now you just have to do that 4 more times. There you go. Benedict Cumberbatch. What a disappointment you are. I spent a week attempting to get someone to walk through Doctor Strange's portal and fall off the map, only to accidentally turn it the wrong way, cancel it altogether, have to wait for my portal to recharge until my firstborn son graduates college, until I finally made someone fall off the map. I cheered and I roared because I was so happy I finally did it after days of attempts, but it didn't give me the kill credit. So I attempted it again for hours, all the next day, until I finally did it again, but it still didn't give me the trophy. I was mad and confused, so I looked it up, and apparently the day I first did it, they disabled specifically just this trophy, and only this trophy, due to a bug. Great. So I had to wait until they fixed it, and then I went to an obscure hidden place on the map that was safe. I popped my portal, I pressed the button to replace my original portal, took that all the way to the enemy spawn room, placed it down in front of the door, went to the edge of the map, looked at the sky, and placed the second portal. And you'd think this doesn't work, but it does. Surprisingly well. Thanks, Benedict. Iron Fist was like magic, and you have to get 3 KOs in his ult, but it was way more annoying because his ult doesn't last too long either, and you have to make sure they're all low enough and grouped up enough. Also, be sure not to use your kicks or your abilities because I'm pretty sure it doesn't count towards the 3 KOs you need. You just need to regular attack them, or else the trophy will not pop. I'm pretty sure. Family Ties, a great show, but a terrible trophy. Funnily enough, this should be the easiest trophy of all time, if you have friends. But we don't. All you have to do is use your ability Soul Bond while you're standing near 3 members of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Problem is, nobody's playing 3 members of the Guardians of the Galaxy. I spent so long trying to find a team where 3 people were playing a Guardian, but it was always only a singular Mantis or a singular Groot. Never anything else.
I am Groot!
I finally had to recruit my buddy Jack to play a Guardian if someone else was playing Groot or Mantis, and just pray that one more person would swap to a Guardian to end our pain and suffering. For just a quick moment of soul bonding. It finally happened, and it was truly a beautiful moment. I, for some reason, can't find the clip of me doing this, so please enjoy this picture of baby Mario. Homo Superior, seen here at the Pride Festival, was fairly easy since all you have to do is assist a mutant 10 times. This could be doing damage and letting them get the kill, or better idea, to follow your Wolverine around while constantly shielding him as he goes insane on those hoes. This is when it gets serious. From here on out, my life got bad. Every single one of these trophies were the most painful thing I've ever experienced. And the thing that makes it so bad is, They have nothing to do with your skill in playing Marvel Rivals. Rage Uncaged. Land 3 KOs with a single use of his ult, Last Stand. Similar to Magic or Iron Fist, but the problem is Wolverine's ult does no damage. And you can't kill them before, after, or in the air during his ult. 3 enemies need to be eliminated when you slam down on your ult. This took me a pretty decent amount of my life, but eventually, in time, I failed. And failed. And failed. And failed. But soon enough, I trapped all the enemies in a small hallway so they couldn't leave, and I popped my ult. Number 1 tip I have for you is, you have to make sure you're at full rage. When Wolverine's hair stands up and his claws are glowing red, this is when you gotta ult, right here. This does the most damage, and without it, you might as well change your name from Wolverine to Marcerine, because you're doing no damage. Me and my pal actually got this trophy on the same map within an hour of each other. So this particular map could be a godsend, I don't know. And remember, assists do count. So if you don't get all 3, it might still pop as long as someone around you goes crazy. And just like that, the first Nightmare trophy is completed. Squirrel Girl. Land 3 KOs with a single use of Unbeatable Squirrel Tsunami. This one is definitely the easiest of the Nightmare trophies because as long as the enemy team is low and you do it in a confined space, they can't really dodge this attack. Funnily enough though, I did it in a completely open and free breathing area. Just chucked it at the payload and it worked along with the assist that helped me out. I don't know how I did it, but easy pop on that one, fortunately. I promised I wouldn't cry. I promised that I wouldn't cry. Thor's trophy, and I'm not kidding when I say this. No jokes, no over-exaggeration. Thor's trophy is the worst trophy I've ever attempted in any video game of all time. As Thor, strike down 3 enemies in a single use of God of Thunder. In layman's terms, you have to slam down on 4 enemies while using Thor's ult. It doesn't mean kill them, do damage to them, it means you have to slam down on them. When you come down on your ult, you have to hit 4 people. The problem is, it was super hard to find 4 people near each other, and most importantly, his ult is so slow and obvious that everyone has plenty of time to run away from you as soon as you pop it. Jack attempted this for days, me for weeks. Since the first day the game launched on December 5th. I was attempting this trophy. It got to a point where I genuinely felt like this was not gonna happen, but because I am the way that I am, and I refuse to give up on anything in life, and my level of dedication and loyalty is so high, I keep the same toothbrush for 4 years at a time, I kept throwing myself at the proverbial wall of thunder. I have no tips for this. You literally just have to pray that people are near each other and they don't run away in the million seconds they have to react to a large blonde man flying in the sky, electrocuting them, moving at 1 inch per year. The way I did this was lurking in the shadows and waiting to fly above people and then pop the ult in the air so they didn't see me fly up, hoping that they wouldn't notice until it was too late, but they always noticed, so. That did not work. I finally got it after holding on to my ult the entire game, and a team tried to jump me while I was standing in a corner, which gave me my chance, you know, and a one-in-a-lifetime chance that if executed properly, would work perfectly. And it did. Nightmare trophy completed. From this point on, I could taste victory, but I still had 2 challenges standing in my way. Cloak and Dagger's Symphony of Light and Black Panther's King of Dead. For Cloak and Daggers, all I had to do was assist in a team wipe, exactly like Mantis' trophy, but for some reason, I spent 6 hours, yes, 6 hours, playing only Cloak and Dagger, and my team couldn't get 1 team wipe. 1. Do you know how it feels to win every game as MVP with 10,000 damage and 10,000 heals only to not get a single team wipe for 6 hours? Cloak and Dagger's trophy should have been like blind 3 enemies with the single use of Dagger's Terror Cape. That would have been so cool, but no, they had to copy-paste Mantis's assist trophy as if this is a participation trophy from our 5th grade jump rope competition. Hours went by, and I messaged Jack, and I told him to get on the game because I was going insane. He popped off, I pocketed him, and finally, the trophy popped. 6 hours finally came to an end, and the 4th Nightmare Trophy was completed. Finally, Black Panther's Trophy. The gold-plated King of Dead. Once again, all you have to do is get a 3-player KO streak. A triple kill. 3 kills back to back to back. But here's the catch. You have to do it on Black Panther's map. Hall of Djala. Hall of Djala. In the 6 hours I spent on Cloak and Dagger, I got Hall of Djala 4 times. And in those 4 times, 2 of the games, 2 of my teammates left the match in the beginning of the game. And the 3rd game, someone insta-locked Black Panther. I was done for. So the 4th time I got the map, I said this has to be it. I locked in like I've never locked in before. My girlfriend was sat watching the screen intently as I waddled down the map, praying for a team of squishies in hopes of attempting a triple kill before the match came to a close. And boy, did I do just that. I continued to provide peak Panther gameplay, panicking that maybe, just maybe, even though I heard the announcer woman say, triple kill, that for some reason, it didn't work. Maybe the trophy didn't pop, so I kept at it until the match ended. My heart expanded 3 sizes, just like the Grinch, but with all the hatred for the holiday that just passed like days ago, you know? 41 trophies in 21 days. And that, my finely dressed compadres, is how I unlocked the Platinum Trophy for Marvel Rivals, King of the Dead. And directly after that, music to my ears. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you made it to the end, I really appreciate it. This took me so long to do, and this video itself, not even just doing the trophies, the video took me so long to make and edit. I do it all on my own, so I really appreciate you guys for all the support and all the love. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.